First of all, 17 BMI Awards, 3 Grammy Awards. That's something that every artist looks forward to. What kind of advice would you give to a lot of the artists that are here on the red carpet that want the longevity that you have?
I think that you have to be committed. You have to love it. And I always tell people you have to love the failure as much as you love the success, because most of the music you do fails, right? That's just a fact. So if you can love that and keep going and not get frustrated, this is the business for you.
Where do you pull a lot of your creativity from? Because, I mean, you have produced like hundreds of songs. And sometimes people can come to a stump and be like, I can't do it no more. Where do you pull from?
I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse, but I have music in my head all the time. So I never, let's just say, I always have an idea. It doesn't mean that it's a good idea, but I always have something to contribute to whatever musical situation that I'm in. And I just feel comfortable doing it. And I always tell people that I feel exactly the same if I'm working with Placido Domingo or Basement Jaxx. It feels the same to me. I just love all music, whether it's classical, jazz, pop, R&B, whatever it is.
And that's really cool as an artist, too, that you can pull from every angle and you're not just subject to just one genre, you know?
The reason why is when I was younger, because I'm old, right? I'm 62. When I was a kid, they used to teach music in the schools, so I learned to read music at a very early age. I played classical music up until I was 14, so when I switched over to pop music, I was very equipped to be a professional musician, you know, to make records fast, because in the old days it was about money. You had to make the record and go from one studio to the next, and the first part of my career, I was just making records and doing television commercials, sometimes 5, 6, 7 a day.
So something came to mind. As a former Black Panther, correct, you have seen the evolution of time with a lot of the social issues that are going on. And as a musician, you can kind of mesh the two. So earlier this week, I don't know if you've heard of rapper Azalea Banks, but she made a comment saying that she no longer wants the black press to cover her in any angle. How important is it for especially African Americans musicians to have the backup of the black press?
Well, first of all, I think that the black press is relevant to cover everything. We want to give a spotlight to our community, obviously, because we don't get enough of a spotlight. I've been reading your paper when I was a kid, because I was bi-coastal, right? So when I said LA, I was like going, when I was a kid. But anyway, sorry, I'm going off topic. But the fact is that musicians and artists, we are messengers of some sort, right? Whether we believe we're good messengers or bad messengers, we want our art to be heard by people. And the press is what helps to disseminate that art and get it out there. I mean, you know, sometimes people consider it a love-hate relationship, but the way I look at it is that sometimes I do good stuff and people go, it's good. Sometimes I do bad stuff and they go, it's bad. They're right. That's what I do. So it doesn't bother me when I get negative press. It feels the same to me. You know, it helps me get on the path. Like when you make a song that's not right, I learn a lot more from records that I do that are bad than I do from records that are good. Because when you do a record that's good, sometimes you may delude yourself into thinking that you're really that good. Most of the time, it's pretty good, and you luck up on something that happens to talk to a lot of people at the same time. But that's the truth.
And my last question is, at the end of the day, when someone is able to sum up your whole entire career, what would you want them to grasp from it?
Really hard-working person. I really pride myself on the fact that I am not lazy. I show up on time. I do the job. I come in under budget. Still, to this day, I bring in my records under budget. And I work very, very, very hard. I always have the projects best interest at heart. That's just how I was raised.
And then
Black Panther.